Join me as we talk all things true crime.
Made contact and shattered.
The missing 4-year-old. The parents have called in and advised that the mother has went through a wall, came home, now they can't find her.
Chad, where are Lori's kids? They've been missing for 4 months. You have nothing to say?
4 were stabbed multiple times and were likely asleep during the attack. Some had defensive wounds.
Most of them had just like one that was the lethal stab wound.
Oh, what a tangled web we weave. Once I told a lie, then I told my family. I had to keep lying.
But sure, I mean, is it deemed?
We haven't cleared anybody.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for being here for another ATS News live stream. We're going to jump right into things because after this live, we are going to hop over to Jen Lou's channel and talk about the 6-year anniversary on the Watts case. So that'll be at 9:30. It'll start. So we're going to hang out here. And then if you guys want to jump over to the channel, it's called The Ward Studies. And I've got it pinned at the top of chat. So it's pinned at the very top. And I'll link it again in chat before we close out too. So right now we're going to be talking about the updates in Gypsy Rose. We will discuss the Watts anniversary, but we usually do our live streams on Thursday nights on that case. So I figured we would just wait until then because I know a lot of other channels were discussing the anniversary tonight. So that is the plan. I hope you guys can join later. Hopefully I make it through because this chair like kills my back. Like, as you guys know, I'm getting bigger and bigger in this pregnancy. So I'm like, I might have to take the laptop into the other room and lay on the couch and talk over on that channel. But good to see you, Johnny, Pointer Lover, Being Bio Girl, Letitia, Dustin. Good to see you guys, Zoe. Tony's here. Kat's here. Paul, hello. Here's some tea for everybody. So get settled. Hello, Keenly. Good to see you. Mac J, let's get into it, guys. Hi, Allison. All right. So the last time we discussed Gypsy was last week. She announced her gender reveal, which she is having a girl. I've got some clips that I put in together. One of the clips that I put together is from her TikTok live stream that she did a couple days ago. Some very interesting stuff that she says during that. So I want to just pick that apart. A lot of people want to know, like, why do we keep discussing her? I wish she would go away. Like I see comments like that. Well, this is a true crime channel. It always has been. And she is part of a pretty significant true crime case. So she served her time. She is now on parole. And from what I'm hearing, her parole is being put into jeopardy. They're given certain rules when they're out on parole. And one of the rules is that they can no longer have contact or hang out with other felons. So that is basically what is being alleged that she was doing. She was still in contact with some people that she knew in prison, calling them, and that is breaking her parole. So let me just share that stuff first, and then we'll get into the other clips that are about her gender reveal and some stuff that Ryan has to say. So give me a second. So this is a phone call. I'm only going to play a few seconds of this video. It pretty much is her talking to one of her friends named Bree. And the other problem is a lot of people around Gypsy, I believe, are using her. Hey, Roxanne, good to see you. I think a lot of us agree on that. I think a lot of people think that she's also a user. So it's just kind of ironic to see how, you know, so far since she's been out of prison, we see her using people, and I can see people around her using her. So Bree is a content creator. Gypsy, I believe, thinks that she is a good friend. And without Gypsy even knowing it, Bree was live streaming their conversation. And she was basically talking to Bree about how her PO is upset and they have to have a meeting and talk about, you know, her having contact with felons and how that is breaking her parole stipulations. So the call that is leaked is just Gypsy talking to her friend, in quotes, Bree, and Bree, without Gypsy knowing, is live streaming it. So we're just going to play the couple seconds where they talk about that, and then I'll show you something else that's been going around. So it says contacts. Bree didn't know she was still live. Hence why her phone's going off and telling her to tell her PO it was a fake app number, but tried to contact Nick. Busted, allegedly, in my opinion. So I don't know what that's about. It's just somebody's opinion, but I kind of ran through what this is, the context to this little clip is going to be.
Fate will be decided tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully they need, I mean, I don't know. I feel like they should have to need, they should have to need proof.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard has been working.
So again, Bree acts like, oh, I didn't know I was still live streaming. Oh, crap, let me turn this off. And Gypsy starts this little leaked phone call out with, my fate will be decided tomorrow. So this was a couple days ago posted. She had a meeting with her parole officer, and obviously, since she's not back in prison, she was given a warning. And yeah, exactly, Letitia, her friends are leaking lots of information. And apparently there's messages that have also been leaked, and people are insinuating that Ken was the one that leaked them. So I don't know if that is true or not true, but it's just an ongoing situation that's been going on. There's allegations that Gypsy used another content creator to communicate with Nick, but also Bree and Nick's cousin on her panel. So yeah, I've heard that too, that she's been trying to reach out to him. In the Lifetime show, Gypsy calls it a docuseries. I call it a reality TV show. She got, some people were calling her parole officer and pretty much like tattletelling on her, saying that she's been trying to contact Nick. And Gypsy had this whole breakdown episode when she was still married, or with Ryan, I should say. They're still married legally. And she's like, I need to get off TikTok. I need to delete social media. People are coming for me, saying that I'm trying to reach out to Nick, blah, blah, blah. So it was this whole dramatic episode on the show. Tony says she hasn't learned to change her friends. Right. And I don't know if she realizes that, like, even I feel, in my opinion, like Christy is using her. They spoke about, which we showed on another live stream, about some book coming up. And Christy has like a huge part in this book. I mean, how many books do we need from Gypsy? She wants to tell her story, but this is a different type of book because it's going to have insight from Christy, because Christy knew Dee Dee too and has been around for a while, blah, 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 blah. It's like Christy just trying to like hop on this money grab, in my opinion. And it's like, we've heard your story. We know your side of things. Unfortunately, we can't get Dee Dee's side of things. And sadly, we don't get Nick's side of things. So it's just ridiculous at this point. So hold on, let me switch it up. Let's hear this one more time.
Fate will be decided tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully they need, I mean, I don't know. I feel like they should have to need, they should have to need proof.
Gypsy.
So the saga continues. People, here's the thing. This isn't an I Hate Gypsy channel. I'm still very much in the process of trying to figure out where exactly I stand on whether or not she was even, abused or not. At this point, I do feel like anything that took place underneath the age of 18, because I've gotten comments in my comment section saying, but she was 24 when the murders took place. I'm referring to abuse that took place on her before she was 18. So kind of going back to my last live stream, that's what I'm referring to, just to clarify things. And then this is allegedly from July 23rd, some more leaked information that is from somebody's phone. People have said it's Ken's. I don't know if that's true. Everything's just alleged at this point, but it says, let Millie know I can't take prison calls anymore. I got a citation by my PO for it. It's a warning. Next one, they send me back. So again, this is sort of like a follow-up on them pretty much saying, like, you are not supposed to be talking to people who are felons. You can't have contact with them. You can't have friendships with them. Like, you're supposed to be bettering yourself and moving on. And it seems like that's just not clicking for her for some reason. I've been very disappointed with a lot of the stuff that's kind of happened to Gypsy since she's been out. I believe getting pregnant by Ken while she's still married to Ryan, that also looks bad for the parole officer's opinion or whatever. And thank you. I'm glad you like the lipstick. Dollar store, probably expired. Yeah, she learned new and better scams. Yes. And that's the other thing too. It's like she learned a lot of this behavior from her own mother. She was a part of it, with her mother. Anything that she was doing under the age of 18, in my opinion, it's questionable to hold that against her, with her being a child, that being her guardian, her brain not fully developed. And again, if she has this, what's it called that everyone says that she has? The diagnosis that everyone's saying. The guys, help me out. I'm having a pregnancy brain moment. Hey, Melanie, good to see you. I don't hate Gypsy. I'm anti-lies. If she tells the truth, I say it. If she lies, I say it also. Yes, exactly. The chromosomal deletion, or what is it, guys? Help me out. Being abused. Okay, chromosome deletion syndrome. If she has that, and a lot of people have said she has every single symptom of it, blah, 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 then one of those symptoms is a diminished capacity of intellectual development, or something along the lines of her, development intellectually. So I just get kind of torn, like, okay, say I believe that she has every single thing that goes along with that, then that means her capacity to kind of understand and I don't know. It just is questionable. If you look into like every single side effect of that, it's one of them has to do with her intellectual level and stuff. So it's very complicated. And that's the thing, is I'm not to the point where I'm like, oh, let's hate on her. I wish her the best. I wish that this child brings out the best in her. But I've been saying that since she was released, and I was very disappointed to kind of see the way that things went with Ryan. Hey, Christina, good to see you. Tony says, I don't dislike Gypsy, just some of the decisions she has made. Yeah, intellectually, I think she is a bit diminished intellectually. I agree there. Agreed, she did what her mother told her to do, but after that, she's responsible for, yes. And she got the plea deal of a lifetime, so she paid her price. That was the price that the justice system gave her. I don't hate her for it. I'm just kind of rubbed the wrong way by the justice system for it. I can also see why people say that the Munchausen by proxy diagnosis was just a theory that the prosecution came up with. I can see that as well, because there are things that seem a bit questionable. I'm not 100% there that it's just a theory that they came up with for her defense. I still feel like there could be evidence of that still really being the truth in her life. But again, it's an ongoing research rabbit hole for me, and it's still going and going for me. So that's my opinion. Okay. She shouldn't be allowed on social media. Her parole officer, I believe, told her to get off of it. They also told her to get a job, and she said, "This is my job." Oh yes, I know the song Roxanne is a good one for sure. And yes, sorry, thank you, Johnny. I forgot to say, please like and subscribe if you guys haven't gotten the chance to do so right now. I'd really appreciate it. She got a sweetheart of a deal. It's such a shame she didn't take it and come out and do good. Right. And what does she do? She meets up with Kim Kardashian. Then she goes on her TikTok live and she says that she was disappointed with what was aired, and that their conversation about prison reform didn't make the public, the media that didn't portray that part of their conversation. And I'm like, you don't need her to do that for you or to put that out there for you. Why don't you take it upon yourself and start making moves for that? It's like she's always got an excuse. And that's what I'm seeing so far. Okay, moving on. Because guys, we got some stuff to go through. And I got stuff to get off the screen. Okay. And I still don't trust Ken. I'm not saying that I loved Ryan, but I got more genuine vibes from Ryan. I'm not saying that he's the greatest thing that's ever happened. This is just their pregnancy announcement, so I'll share that.
I'm your mom.
I'm your dad.
And you are a girl.
So that was it. That was their little announcement. They did a clip beforehand of asking everyone close to them, like, what do you think it'll be? So, they really milked the moment, but a lot of people do nowadays for pregnancy announcements. I'm not really one of them. But that's just the fad nowadays. So they pop the balloon.
I'm your dad.
And you are a girl.
All right, moving on. So they're having a girl. Good for them. And that also raises the other question. Will history repeat itself? So is she going to condition her child to be a part of a scam? It's questionable, I think. Let's see what this is about.
You are a boy.
I think you're a girl.
Gypsy Rose is going to be a mother soon, and she reveals the gender of her baby with her ex-fiance turned boyfriend, Ken Urker.
I am 11 weeks pregnant.
The lovebirds Gypsy and Ken kept fans waiting all day, posting teasers of her family guessing the new baby's gender while asking her fans what her baby's gender could be.
Here I am getting emotional.
You're going to be a sweet girl. You're Lolly. I don't know what you want.
Gypsy and Ken then finally reveal the big news her eager fans have been waiting for. They are popping the balloons filled with pink confetti.
Sweetie, I'm your mom.
I'm your dad.
And you are a girl.
While Gypsy updates her fans about her baby girl's gender, eagle-eyed fans have recently noticed she's been deleting her baby contents.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard celebrates her 16th week of pregnancy by sharing that her baby is now the size of an avocado. This update comes after the soon-to-be mom mistakenly compared her baby to the size of a banana in a now-deleted post. Gypsy has also deleted a post which claimed her baby was the size of a mango at 15 weeks. This comes after Gypsy and Ken recently brainstormed baby names.
I made a list, and it was all A names. Ariana.
Did Gypsy Rose and Ken just reveal their unborn baby's name on a TikTok?
Okay, I have to pause it. I did not know that they've already been deleting some of those milestone posts, like about what the size of the child is, etc. I also find it very cringe when we see, excuse me, them like out to dinner together, because you know that Gypsy's paying. So it's like, I can't help but think that Ken is just using her for money. I really do. And a lot of people feel that way. I don't feel that way because a lot of people do. I just see it that way. I don't know. There's just something about him that just doesn't come across as genuine. I mean, leaving her in prison for one, and then coming back into her life when she was already married. I mean, that's cringe enough, especially when he was communicating to her stepmother about her. It just seems very weaselly and very like snaky. And it has nothing to do with the allegations that he's on a gay man dating app. That's just a whole other separate situation that's like eyebrow raising in a way. Scott, it's hilarious, your comment. She's the most annoying clout chaser I've ever seen. She's so fake, in my humble opinion. Kat says 100% she will use her child for grifting. And hello, Lucia, and everyone else who's joined. Jeff, just FYI, Gypsy Ken saying he's the father and Instagram doesn't count, ma'am. You still have to get a paternity test. Yeah, apparently we played it in another stream. He has come out on his TikTok saying that he plans to get one. So he's planning on getting one. Ryan is planning on getting one, which will be court ordered because of their divorce. So the thing that I have questions on is, will we actually see the truth? That's what I wonder, in my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if things are kind of hidden a little bit or manipulated for us, whatever the results are. I think the whole family, including Ken, is using her for money. I do too. Ken is an actively dating single man. That's what I'm hearing as well. Ken sounds like the lady who owns a conjuring house channeling spirits. I don't know that, but I will take your word for it. I don't understand why she's deleting pregnancy posts. I don't either, especially when they're like milestone ones. Like for me, you know, that's just what like little apps do nowadays. 28 weeks, 6 days. Your baby is as big as a head of lettuce. So she's been posting, you know, oh, it's the size of an avocado, blah, blah, blah. So if those are, you know, being taken down, that's weird. Oh, Ryan will haul his cookies right over to the TikToks and spill the beans. True. Yes, he loves the attention too. I would imagine Ryan would say something if he's the dad. Yeah. I think we can rely on Ryan there.
Together to talk more about their pregnancy and got onto the topic of baby names.
What are some names that you have always thought about?
For boy, I like Aiden.
I cringe because I liked that name too. We chose Thomas after my late father, but like I definitely said to my husband, I was like, what about Aiden?
Just that.
Yeah.
And then for girl, I like Aurora.
Gypsy went on to explain she's always loved names starting with an A.
It was like all A names. Ariana, Aria, Alina. Like, it was all like A names.
She then revealed a name Ken had mentioned previously that she demands they stay away from.
And one point you had a boy's name that's your middle name.
Right.
And then I was like, no, because my brother Dylan was dating a girl with the same name as his middle name. And I'm like, that's a little, now that they've broken up, it's kind of awkward now. So I'm like, no.
The couple finished the live explaining that they want an updated ultrasound picture of their baby.
We want to get an updated ultrasound because, you know, back when I had the ultrasound, baby looked basically like a little chicken. You know, now that I am almost 14 weeks, we want to get like a new ultrasound that it actually looks like a baby now.
Since the pair went live, ex Ryan has responded to the couple's baby news.
My heart really got hurt. My heart really got hurt. And y'all are going to see me cry some more tomorrow.
Ryan Scott Anderson has broken his silence following Gypsy's pregnancy announcement. Taking to TikTok Live, Ryan revealed his true feelings towards Gypsy Rose since she revealed she's having a baby with Ken Urker.
I missed her today a lot. And like I said earlier, today is our, would have been our 2nd year anniversary. And I had this whole trip planned to Disney World that she didn't know about.
The newfound influencer went on to explain what he thinks Gypsy will be like as a mother.
I haven't talked to Gypsy in a while about her pregnancy. So, like I said, we're letting our lawyers handle our divorce. I gotta just leave it alone, really. So, I'm not bothering her. Gypsy's gonna be a great mom, and I will say that.
Ryan finished explaining why he hasn't shared any videos since Gypsy and Ken's news.
I took a break from doing social media. Like I said, had a lot of processing, a lot of reflecting, and the show was going on, and I wanted it to be about her with her pregnancy and not.
I haven't noticed Ryan taking a break at all. In fact, I've almost seen him like more often on TikToks and coming up on my feeds and stuff about things that he's been saying, but I don't know. Maybe he has, I don't know.
Stream comes after Gypsy and Ken revealed they were getting a DNA test for their unborn child.
Are we going to get a DNA test? We're going to have to.
Gypsy's partner Ken confirmed during a TikTok live stream that the couple will be getting a DNA test for their unborn child to prove he is the dad. He goes on to reveal that he's not worried about it though, following fans' hope that the baby is Ryan's. And now Gypsy is asking fans for help. She shared an expensive baby registry list with items worth thousands of dollars. Following the influencer's surprise pregnancy announcement, Gypsy shared a link to her Instagram and TikTok of a wish list where she requested fans buy her items for the baby. Included in these items are a $600 pram, $529 cot, and a $270 baby swing, despite her allegedly having an estimated net worth of over $3 million. One fan took to Twitter to share their thoughts. I ride for Gypsy Rose, but how is she going to make a public baby registry? Have people buy it out, then add more to it, and she's only 11 weeks pregnant. Whilst another noticed that fans had already allegedly started spending their money on the star. With the soon-to-be mom gearing up for motherhood, here's how she announced the news.
I am 11 weeks pregnant.
Gypsy Rose is pregnant and expecting her first baby with boyfriend Ken Urker.
Ken and I are expecting our very first child come January of 2025.
All right, moving right along. Okay. Let me share the stuff from Ryan, and then we will get into the clips that I put together from her latest TikTok live. Now, remember, TikTok, the live streams are posted. And then once the live stream is over, like it disappears. So it's hard to go back and reference. So when I screenshot them, it's kind of like in bits and pieces. So I've kind of put a compilation together.
Name anymore, but the girl, I need to call her something besides her name. But I've only ever called her pet names. I'm gonna call her the Bop. No, I'm just joking. That's a joke. I'm just a joke. Just a joke. I can say my ex. That's fine. My soon-to-be ex-wife. She. Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. Gypsy's live, and I'm not gonna say her name anymore, but.
I'm not going to say her name anymore. Right. I would put money on that. That's a lie. Also, tried to look it up. I guess I'm very old. What is a bop? Because the only thing I could find from Urban Dictionary is it's like somebody who's ratchet. I don't know. Can anyone fill that in? That was partly why I played that clip, so that I could ask you guys, like, what exactly is a bop? Drop in these pearls. Hey, hello chat. Love how you's doing. Hey, ATS girl. Hello. Ryan, there's money in her name. I thought he said bot. Apparently it's B-O-P. I don't know. Dear God, I'm so confused. Same. She wants to be a mom mommy influencer and soliciting brands ambassadorships and corporate sponsorships. Yes. And she's also come out saying, like, once the baby's born, she's not going to put her out on social media. Like, come on. She's going to be like your moneymaker. That's why you planned this pregnancy. And when I say that, that's what I think. D. King said, do you really think she's pregnant? Come on. I've had doubts. I really have. But I think, I don't know. I think she is, because I think that she's going to use it as a moneymaker. Hi, Laya. Good to see you. Okay, I asked my teen son and he smirked. What is it? It's what a head does. Head does when it gives. Oh my gosh. What? Is that really what he meant by it? Yeah, totally planned. Absolutely. And we've shown the TikTok stream where she's acting all like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't know, that this would happen. I didn't expect this to happen. I didn't know that I was fertile, that I was able to have kids.
I will talk about the pregnancy in depth soon. I've said that I have to get a DNA test. I have to do that for court. But I will go in depth of my thoughts. Like, guys, like the way the timeline matches up, in my opinion, I don't think it's mine, but I don't know. Like, the DNA test is going to prove it, but that's all I'm going to say. Like, guys, I will talk about the pregnancy in depth soon.
Of course he will. He'll talk about it. He's getting all those gifts, as you see, the cowboy hat. That's all money they're sending him while he live streams and drags this all out. I think she planned it, and her dad tried to warn Ken. Yes, he did. All right. Moving on to another one.
I saw somebody did a video where I didn't show up to court. Guys, I didn't have to show up. That was my first day back to work, and I didn't have to show up. Like, my lawyer and her lawyer discussed it, and it was court to stop our community regime where we're no longer considered like financially together. So it stopped that. That's all it was. Somebody told me that Christy got up there on the stand and started saying a bunch of this and that. But honestly, it didn't say. Honestly, she could have gone up there. Thing. I saw somebody did a video where I didn't show up.
So Christy seems, if what he just said is true, Christy seems to have her hand even in their divorce court. My God, this woman, she does not have a life of her own.
Come on, guys. Yeah, I knew it was a girl a while ago. So did Gypsy. Like, so did everybody. If you knew anything about Gypsy, you knew that it was a girl. I mean, everybody knew that. So I didn't think the point. I didn't know. Like, honestly, I get why you do a gender reveal, but if you already know, then what's the point? Like, that's my opinion. But not worried about it. But yeah, I saw they had a gender reveal today. I knew that. But congrats on the daughter. Come on, guys. Yeah, I knew it was a girl a while ago. So did Gypsy. Like, so did everybody. If you
congratulating him about his daughter. Oh my God. So the other thing I don't understand is, so as you guys know, I'm pregnant. Like, they do a gender reveal like through your blood work nowadays. So but back in the day, it used to be you had to wait for the sonogram, usually the anatomy one, which was around like 20 weeks. Like, women had to wait a while, and it wasn't even 100%. Like, you're just going off of what this the doctor sees on the sono, a lot of times it's accurate, but there are chances that it's not. Nowadays, you can get it done. I think it was around 12 weeks they took my blood for it. So right now she's what, 16 weeks? And that TikTok was from a week ago, not even. So when Ryan's like, I've known for a while that it was a girl. I've known for a while. It's like a while sounds like it. I don't know. So that's where I'm like, we really need to see this gender reveal, or we need to see this DNA test because it's very strange. Seth, thank you so much for the compliment. I appreciate that. And it's good to see you. The only clothes that I have that are regular that fit are my band tees. So I've got my Red Hot Chili Peppers one on tonight, and everything else I wear are maternity clothes. And I don't know. I know they've come a long way, but I just really hate maternity clothes. I think they're like dorky. So I'm just squeezing into my band tees, which are always like baggy and stuff I wear to bed, but now they're not so baggy. You know what the point was, Ryan? Stop playing, right? If there are trolls in chat, you can just boot them, because I didn't put it on subscriber mode, and I meant to, because we got a lot of trolls last time when we did a Gypsy live. My bad, guys. Because Ryan and Gypsy speak, she leaves them on the back burner, and he allows it. He's literally just like, and so that's where it's like, does he just have no other options? Does he have low self-esteem? Is he also hoping to, hop on the money grab? I don't know. Thank you, allegedly. I appreciate that. It looks like I'm glowing, but I'm really just sweating because there's no AC in this room. And I can't turn the ceiling fan on because it just makes like a noise. All right, guys. So this was something that I thought was alarming. And alarming, I don't mean like too alarming, but pretty much on the thumbnail when it says planned pregnancy, we've kind of been, did you do a gender test? Yes, it's a boy. It's a boy. So I have a girl and I'll have a boy. So here is her TikTok live from, okay, so we went live last week on her. This came out after that. I want to say maybe Friday. And then I clipped it together, but this was put on Facebook because other people obviously caught on to it too. They're like, what the heck's going on here? So again, in previous live streams, she's said like, oh, I didn't expect this to happen. It wasn't planned. I didn't know that I could even have children. So I don't know if that's kind of insinuating, anything about the medical conditions that she has. I don't know, but I never understood why she didn't think she was capable of having children. But listen to this.
Prenatals before so I was already taking prenatals before I even knew that I was pregnant. So I was like, when I found out I was pregnant, I'm like, thank God, like I was already taking prenatals. That's awesome. But they were the gummies, so to me they were like candy.
And so I clipped this as well. I got even more of it. So I will pull that up. So the thing, before I had my daughter 3 years ago, 3 months before I got pregnant with her, I had a miscarriage, and everything was planned. Like we planned to have her, we planned to have my son, who I'm carrying now. So when I had the miscarriage, I obviously talked to my OBGYN, and I was like, what do I need to do? And she recommended, make sure you're taking your prenatals, even when you're not pregnant, increase your vitamin D. So when I heard Gypsy say that on her TikTok, I was like, nobody just takes prenatals because they taste good. There's plenty of gummies in the gummy aisle at the grocery store. And remember Gushers? Did you guys ever have Gushers? I seen them at the store the other day, and I was like, oh my God, I wanted to get the box, but I didn't. But I mean, if you want to eat some gummies, I mean, you go to the store and you buy gummies. You don't buy prenatal vitamins because you're like, oh, they taste good. How would you even know that they tasted good unless you were taking them for a specific reason first, you know? So, okay, yes, you guys know what I'm talking about, gushers. You take prenatals on the advice of midwives and gynos to make sure you get enough folates for the formation of the nervous system. Exactly. So she's over here saying on her TikToks, like we've seen previously, like that it wasn't planned. She didn't know all this stuff. You know, she didn't think she was fertile. She went to a fertility specialist, blah, blah, blah. Then she's on this TikTok last week saying, I was, you know, taking prenatals, luckily, before I even got pregnant. Like, oh, just by chance. Who has a wonky period and then notices that their period is late? Yeah, that's a good point. Like she was saying that it wasn't regular. So a lot of women's cycles are 28 days and your doctor will ask, like, is your cycle regular? And, you know, she claimed that hers was not. So then when she misses her period, why all of a sudden was she, it's just very alarming. It just shows more lies. We're smart enough to see through this manipulation, and people who have been following her even before she was released are seeing this as like, I've told you guys, like this girl is manipulative, and people eat it up. She's got, you know, people sending her money. She's got people buying up her registry, even though she's a millionaire. Again, I know Roxanne has shared my registry link, but you guys asked me for me to make that. Being Bio Girl, I know you can attest to that as well. Like you guys were the ones that said, Amber, make a registry, share it with us. And I was like, well, you know, hesitant. And then I did. I've even gotten backlash. Like when I shared it on my community page, like saying, hey guys, I finally put it together. Here you go. A subscriber commented and said, really, Amber, you're classier than this. People are struggling. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't say harass, but you guys definitely were like, hey, did you do it? Did you do it? Work on it tonight. Like, it wasn't like I put this out there like Gypsy has and was like, buy me the $600 stroller. You know what I mean? And I've been very, very appreciative and just like blown away that people are actually buying stuff for me. I don't see the same gratitude from her. Again, I don't follow her every move and every word, but people buying up her registry to the point where she's adding more to it. It's like, you know, it just takes you back to, she learned this from her mother. This is the stuff that she's done her whole life. This is what Dee Dee has taught her. And I, you know, it's just too bad. It's okay, Paul. I was just surprised because it was somebody who never comes into my chats, said that on my community page. I deleted the comment because I was just like, dude, like, first off, I wasn't even the one that like put this together. You guys wanted me to. Second off, this is like my job, I guess you could say. Like, I'm not going to get I'm not going to get maternity leave from YouTube when I step away. You know what I mean? So if you go to this channel and I'm on and look at the latest episode, recap 5, I think you scroll and you'll find an interview with Ryan and Gypsy. That's very telling. I'm interested. Send me the link. All right. Yeah, she planned it out. Yeah. Once you hear this prenatal conversation, and I've got more context to it, you will believe this even more. And it's like, so you lied. And if you're lying about something little like this pregnancy that was planned or not planned, what other things are we supposed to believe from you? And that goes deep. That goes back to, you know, her interrogation, her role in the murder. And that's what it is. For me, at least. She asked for a crib that cost $2,000. What did you ask for, Amber? Some onesies, diapers, you know, the stuff you need. And the crib that we have, he's going to be the third baby in it. So it's a used crib. My sister-in-law gave it to us from her son. So, you know, it's just, I know. And what was I going to do? Argue with that person saying like, just so you know, my moderators like wanted me, my subscribers wanted me to put this together. I'm not asked. And plus you guys don't even have to buy anything from it. So for them to say to me, you're classier than this, people are struggling, like, Okay. Excuse me. Hey, Debbie. All right.
From me.
So she just opened this up. Of course, I started screen recording in the middle of her conversation. Hopefully, Seth. She says that the baby's going to have good hair because of me. And that's obviously a dig at Ken's receding hairline. Just saying.
I have good hair from me. Get ginger gummies. They're with heartburn. Okay. One night it was so bad. I was like, oh, this is horrible.
Complaining to her followers on TikTok Live of her heartburn. You know, it's just kind of surprising because a lot of time, I guess every pregnancy is different for everyone. I had super bad heartburn, but in my 3rd trimester, like for my daughter, and then for my, like the one right now, it's been very minimal, but it started much earlier. So here she's what, like 16 weeks, and she's complaining about it. I don't know. I can't stand the chewing either. It's like a horse.
Gummy bears. You know what's funny is they had some prenatal.
You know what was funny? I don't find this funny, Gypsy, actually, but go on.
Vitamins that before I got pregnant, or before I knew I was pregnant, I was taking prenatal gummies because they taste good. Like they taste like candy. And so I was like, I want a vitamin. And some people were like, well, take a prenatal because that's like really good for your hair, skin, nails, and stuff. So I was already taking.
And where is the proof that people were telling her, take a prenatal? You know, I was looking at gummies and people were telling me, take a prenatal because it's really good for your hair, skin, and stuff. Okay, where's the receipts? Because you lie so much that, you know, I just don't think that people were telling you to take a prenatal. I think maybe a doctor told you to, or, you know, you can easily look it up. All vitamin gummies taste like candy. You did right. I guess they didn't get them in prison, maybe. I don't know. And her lizard tongue. Oh my God. Ew. Oh my gosh. I know the chewing is too much. Like, honey.
Prenatals before I even knew that I was pregnant. So I was like, when I found out I was pregnant, I'm like, thank God. Like, I was already taking prenatals. That's awesome. But they were the gummies. So to me, they were like candy. Thank you, Jimmy.
Just a liar, in my opinion. Like, you just oh my gosh, look how I paused her. You just happened to be taking prenatals and then you got pregnant unexpectedly. Come on, we all know how you get pregnant. So that was taking place and you're surprised by it still. And now you're trying to spin it as like, well, you know, good thing I was taking prenatals. Oh, whoa, wow, you got some luck. You got a lucky plea deal, and now you just happen to get pregnant when you were already taking prenatals, but that had nothing to do with planning to get pregnant.
Baby will have a lot of hair. Well, good. It'll take after me and not Ken. Oh, come on. We can poke fun. This is all some stuff that I'm getting ready for the baby. Okay. So I got some stuff. A friend of mine has sent me this cute little, like, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So she sent me this, like a little Yoda, crochet Yoda hat. I bought this because I love unicorns. I bought a husky. Everybody knows the story of the husky. So, one of my friends got me this little Harry Potter onesie. I have this pillow that is, so whenever I get bigger, the pillow, I lay in between it. And so my tummy will have comfort on either side. I've been shopping on Shein. I shop a lot on Shein. What am I wearing for my gender reveal? Okay. Y'all really want to see? Okay. Alright, so I have fallen in love with Altered State, the store Altered State. So I really like this dress. So it's a little longer. But the back is like an open back. So, which, I mean, like, part of me was like, should I wear a white dress? Because I have 2 white dresses, and one of them I wore in the pregnancy announcement photos. But I really like the idea of wearing white. That way I'm not like partial to either gender. So.
And again, I can't help but see like a very like childlike aspect to her, where I like, again, I'm not like a Gypsy hater. I feel like she's stunted in her development. I see the grifting, obviously, and I see the lies, but then in between that, I do see somebody who's like been stunted, and I think it has a lot to do with how she was raised. So while I, like to say she's so annoying, like, why is she doing this? Why is she doing that? I don't trust her. There's like aspects to her that I like empathize with, but that's just me. That's just kind of how I am. I don't know. She's a very bizarre, complicated person. And I think that that's why a lot of people like look and they can't look away. For me, at least.
Where did I get the mirror from? I don't know. It was so this room was my sister's room. So my sister already had this mirror. My sister already had the bed, and my sister had the dresser. So she had the furniture, and then I moved in, and I just kind of redecorated it. Christy got it from me. I don't know where she got it from, though. She has one very similar, though. It's really nice. It's very freaking bright. So, you're like, no, the other mirror. So anyway, I picked out my 2 favorite pictures of me and Ken. And this will be my room. So this is my room, but this will also be the nursery. So on this side, my really messy bed. My dad was right. I gotta clean my room.
Okay, so remember when she was married to Ryan? Well, I keep saying remember when. Remember when she was living with Ryan and they got into this whole argument about him being messy and she can't take it and the clutter reminds her of her mother. Again, I think it was just a means to make excuses for wanting to back out of that marriage. Because here, look, her room's a mess. Her room is a mess. She acknowledges it. It's very much like the house that she grew up in with her mother. Clothes everywhere. I just don't understand, the contradiction, the way that she's just very, what's the word? Gosh, another pregnancy brain fart. She's doing the opposite of what she was kind of like bitching about, basically, to Ryan. But I paused it because this part to me is interesting. She's talking about the living arrangements, and she's saying pretty much that she's living at home. This is her room. It used to be Mia's room. And the baby's also going to be in there, which I was like, wait, what the heck? Why aren't her and Ken getting a place together? So he's made comments on his TikTok like that he's not ready to propose to her, which I get. Yeah, contradiction. Thank you. Contradictory. Yes. Thank you, guys. So he's made comments that he's not ready to propose to her because, you know, obviously she's still married to Ryan. So that's a problem. But I just find it kind of strange that they're not going to kind of build their own little apartment and life together. She mentions how Ken has an apartment here. So we were all under the impression that Ken lives at home with his parents. Apparently he has his own apartment. And she's going to go on to talk about how, you know, it's nice that we have our own space. Like, no, that's not normal. Like, you guys are having a baby together. Like, you should be building a dynamic of like you three, you, the baby, and him, in my opinion. So she can't because of parole rules. She has to be married because she was living with Ryan. So can we get clarification on that? In order to parole in Louisiana, she had to either live with family or go to a halfway house. But she was living with Ryan, like, because Christy was traveling to visit them. And then why isn't Ken moving in like there? Like, I just feel like it's weird to bring a child into the world and not have like both the parents in the household. She has to live with family. So he's her husband. So she would have to marry Ken, which is another thing that's like, okay, say the divorce becomes finalized. Like, how long is Ken going to drag his feet? Because they were married makes it family. Okay, that makes sense. Her room, not our room. I don't know. I just think it's weird that can Ken not move in with them? Just think it's weird. I heard she can't stay with Ken because he has legal issues, fines he's never paid. Oh, God, this is getting worse and worse. I wouldn't live next to her in a different house. I would be scared shitless to close my eyes. Yes, they won't finalize the divorce until after the paternity test. Okay. And they can do a paternity test while she's pregnant. I don't know if they're planning on that or waiting. Who's Ken? The new man, Mike, the new man, who was the old man. So she was engaged to him in prison. He breaks it off with her. She gets engaged to Ryan. And then Ken comes back. She said it's because it would be awkward at her age. Yes, I've got that here. And it's like, why would it be awkward? I don't get that. You're already having a child together. They already know what takes place. What's awkward is you're married to Ryan and you're pregnant by another man. That to me is awkward.
So this side will be my room, and then this side will be the nursery. So right here will be where the crib goes. I bought a crib from a company called Cradlewise, and it's supposed to like have the motion of like when you're holding the baby and it's like rocking. So it senses your baby's movements. I wanted something, I gotta catch my breath. All right. I wanted something with like AI technology, because I want only the best for my baby. Okay. And then let's see what else. Still not done decorating yet. Essentially, our baby will have 2 nurseries because I can't live with Ken. I'm on parole. I could spend 2 days a week at Ken's apartment. So essentially the baby will have a nursery here and the baby will have a nursery there.
I just personally think that it's really shitty for Ken to just not be living under the same roof, especially during early like postpartum, like those newborn days. Like, you need I guess Christy's willing to step in, but this at the same time, the father and Christy both said, we want grandchildren, but we don't want to raise them. So thank you, Cindy. Yeah, hit that like, guys. This woman is going to raise a child. Ken has a record in a pending case in another state, so he technically can't live with her because she's not allowed to have contact with anybody that has legal issues. I thought it was she couldn't have contact with felons. But it's legal issues too? How long is her parole? That's a good question. Maybe somebody in chat knows. Okay, we got to go through this, guys, because in 29 minutes, I want you guys to join me over on the Ward Studies to talk about the 6-year anniversary for the Watts case. So let's get through this.
Stress. And then I moved in. Got my 2 favorite pictures. You're like, no, the other mirror. So anyway, I picked out my 2 favorite, and this will be my room. So this is my room, but this will also be the nursery. So on this side, my really messy bed. My dad was right, I gotta clean my room. So this side will be my room, and then this side will be the nursery. So right here will be where the crib goes. I bought a crib from a company called Cradlewise, and it's supposed to like have the motion of like when you're holding the baby and it's like rocking. So it senses your baby's movements. I wanted something, I gotta catch my breath. Sorry. I wanted something with like AI technology. Because I want only the best for my baby. Okay. And then, let's see what else. Still not done decorating yet. Essentially, our baby will have 2 nurseries because I can't live with Ken. I'm on parole. I could spend 2 days a week at Ken's apartment. So essentially the baby will have a nursery here and the baby will have a nursery there. Who's my dentist? Dr. Corcoran, Michelle Corcoran at Peppermint Sage in Lake Charles. I have one more appointment with them to get the rest of my I'm wearing temporary caps right now on the back molars. So they're gonna take off the temps and put the perms on, and they're also gonna deliver me a new partial. Okay. So all of these have already been done now. This is a bridge, so this don't come out, but these do, and they're not the same color. So I'm gonna have like a new upper partial. And then eventually I'll do implants, when I'm not pregnant. When do I plan on moving out? As soon as I'm off parole. So June, I think the end of my parole is June 25th of next year. So Ken and I could look for an apartment together. We could look for a house together, I don't know what the future holds with that, but, I'm not going to live at home forever, so. Why can't he move in with me? That would be a little weird. No, Ken has his apartment. That'd be very weird for, I'm 33, living with my parents, but I'm under certain circumstances.
I just don't understand this very weird, that would be awkward. What do you mean? What do you mean? It's funny that she tries to act like she has shame, but everything that you've done in your past, how can you suddenly be oh, I can't, I don't know, especially with the the pictures that emerged from her and Nick's, texting together and all that. It's like, and all of a sudden things like a boy living with them who would be the father to her child, that would be weird. I'm wondering if Ken just doesn't want to. And this is her kind of excusing it or brushing that off. But guys, I need to turn this ring light off. It gives me a headache. So I'm going to turn my camera off. Hold on. I'll finish this up.
Ken having his apartment is nice because we're hello.
Don't mind me. I'm just getting my clothes.
Oh, I was talking about you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Good things?
Yeah, always. So anyway, it's kind of nice that we have our own spaces, but, gives us time to miss each other, too.
All right, so where is my shirt?
I don't know.
I've never met a couple in their honeymoon stage that say it's kind of nice to have our own space. Like usually it's the opposite. Like you don't want, I don't know, maybe it's just me in relationships that I've been in that, in the beginning, you can't get enough of each other. Like there were times when my husband would go home and then the second he got home, I'd be like, oh, I wish you would have stayed. And he'd be like, well, I can come back if you want. And then he'd come back, it's like, I just think that this is very odd. This is strange. Okay, I'm not the only one. Seth, I saw you were leaving, so have a good night. Thanks for stopping in.
So it's somewhere.
So he can't find a shirt apparently, and it's his favorite white shirt. Maybe Rod doesn't like Ken as much as Christy does. Right? Well, that I believe, because Christy seems a little too involved and obsessed. There's a point where they're looking for the shirt and you hear Ken like yell down to Christy, like, have you seen my shirt? Like, this is awkward. But him living with you isn't awkward. Like, he's asking your stepmother where his clothes are.
I will find it somewhere.
All right.
I shoved a lot of things around yesterday, so it's not hanging up.
You see my white shirt?
It's somewhere in my room. Think? It's somewhere in my room too. Oh wait, I think I have it. Isn't this it? No, that's my shirt.
I'll just keep it. I'll look.
All right. Okay. He keeps leaving one shirt here. It's a white shirt. And every time he comes, he forgets to take the shirt back. You should just sleep in it and then leave it with me.
My favorite shirt.
They're all your favorite shirt.
Then her phone died, so the live stream kind of got cut off. This was a picture that I seen circulating about the gender reveal. And who's right there off to the right? Christy. Like, I thought that this was strange. I know that parents are at gender reveals, and all that, but like to be like right up there with them, I mean, it just kind of goes along with this whole dynamic that I've been saying that's just so bizarre. Like Christy being so involved in their relationship, and she's right there. She's right up in there. She's even got one of the, well, other people do too. You can see it over to the left, those things that like spout off the gender color, blue or pink. Christy was ironing one of his shirts in another video, I believe. Oh my gosh. They're all strange facts. It's all strange, but him living with her would be awkward. Like, I'm telling you, there's more to that. He doesn't want to live with her. He doesn't want to, in my opinion. All right, guys. So I'm going to link the live stream that I'm doing over on Jen Lou's channel. It is the ward studies. So that's what it's called. It's pinned at the top, and we're going to be discussing the Chris Watts. Hold on, let me turn this. The ring light like gives me a headache, guys. So we'll be discussing the 6-year anniversary on the Watts case over on her channel. So join me over there. Mike, you like that? Okay, so it's, I don't know if you know this, but it's from Snow White. It's the poisonous apple. Changes colors too. Got it at Disney on the trip for myself, honestly, but my little girl loves it. And honestly, I've used it, believe it or not, to kind of talk to her about strangers, because I kind of explained it as like, remember when the queen turns into the witch and she sneaks up on Snow White, and Snow White's home alone and she talks to a stranger and she eats the apple, you know? So we had this whole like conversation about not talking to strangers. So it's just, you know, you got to have those talks, especially with your kids. And it was a good way. Yeah, I'm going to put it in the window too when Halloween comes around. So I'm glad you guys like it. So I'll have it for my streams and for Halloween. Okay, guys. Tomorrow night, join me around 8:30, one of those two. And we will go live again on another true crime case. Haven't decided which one we'll be discussing. And then Thursday, we will do our own 6-year anniversary on the Watts case, because we always do our Watts live streams on Thursdays anyways. So let me link that live stream again in chat. And then I will see you guys over on the Ward Studies channel at 9:30. So I'm just going to take a little break before we go live over there. And you guys can just, you know, wait for me over there. And we've got other guests too. So we've got Alex Erickson. We've got Teresa from Criminality. So I've linked that in the chat. And again, it's pinned at the top. So thank you guys for being here. Hit that like button. And I will see you guys at 9:30 over on the Word Studies channel. So click the link, meet me over there. We'll discuss that, and then meet me here tomorrow night for another true crime discussion. So bye, guys.